Hello everyone, and welcome to day 7 on the Recombobulation countdown to my next birthday, which happens to be my 66th. And a few things I have been pondering as part of my recombobulation. I'm aware that so very early in our life, we learn how to be people pleasers, that we do our best to live up to the expectations of our parents and our teachers, and later on in life, our partner and our friends, because it appears to us that our very survival depends upon it. We learn that we get acknowledgement from the outside when we do certain things certain ways. And so that source of love then becomes something outside of you. And I'm really looking at expanding my connection to that self-love piece. I think we get so caught up in meeting the expectations of others that we lose sight of what our own expectations are. And somehow the convoluted twist that we're attempting to make and actually return back to is that we are whole and enough and lovable simply because we breathe, not that we have to do things to please another in order to deserve or earn or be loved. So I'm really enjoying expanding those people, the number of people that I hang out with who kind of get that. And I'm really focusing on letting go of that need. It feels like a need or a want within me to always think that my worth is dependent upon pleasing others. I enjoy being of service. I enjoy being able to do things that make others happy, but not from that place of believing that my worth depends upon it. It's because it comes from a heartfelt place. And that being said, if you care less about what people think of you in that ongoing moment-by-moment choice to do it from your heart, I just have to bring up how humorous I think it is as I've been doing these videos and as they post on YouTube and on Facebook, how uncanny it is that when the YouTube chooses that little thumbnail of one shot to be what introduces you to the video that appears on Facebook, it is always the most unflattering thumbnail that could possibly happen out of the 5 or 10 minutes that I talk. So that's also kind of funny. And so I want to talk for a moment that because we're focused on pleasing others, and because over time kind of absorbing the hurts and the pains and the disappointments of others, thinking that they're somehow because of us or that they are ours, our ability to be creative and dream gets really constrained. And that we tend to think of all of the worst possible scenarios. What if the car breaks down on the adventure? What if there isn't enough food to spontaneously invite people over for dinner? What if I'm not good enough? What if I can't do it well enough? What if it's imperfect? What if? Only we what if down a very dark rabbit hole. And so one of the things that as part of my recombobulation, I'm really attempting to what if in a positive direction. there have been a handful of people who have joined me in what we call our Percolating Possibilities group. And it is the most incredible thing to what if in the right direction. And we've been doing this group, this handful of us, for I would say over a year. And it all generated from a conversation that I had with a friend of mine about, isn't it interesting how we what if the wrong direction? So we started doing that. And then very recently, I'm looking for the book right now, but I don't see it close at hand. But there, there's a friend of mine, a wonderful singer-songwriter named Jana Stanfield, suggested a friend of hers who wrote a book. Oh, here it is. What if it all goes right? And the author is Mindy Audlin, Mindy Audlin. And I thought how interesting that is, that exactly what she's talking about in her book is, without reading the book and without knowing it, we've been doing for over a year. And so you can think, oh, how two people can't have the same idea. To me, I celebrate it when I see, one, there always is more than enough to go around. It's not like there are only so many pieces of the pie and then you don't have any more. What I'm fascinated by and what my curious mind it just celebrates is how there's group mind, how I'm not the only one necessarily thinking these thoughts, and somehow we are all one and all connected. So I think it's very exciting that more and more of us are more consciously choosing to what if in the right direction. What if the world is friendly? What if the universe is friendly? What if there were possibly good things that could come from things like autism and Alzheimer's? That one's a stretch, right? And in my experience, there really are. So join me in I can't even remember my word, that recombobulating, what ifing in that positive direction, because as far as I can tell, it's in claiming the energy of that which we want to have more of in our lives without wanting it, meaning feeling the lack of it, but that sense of possibility about it, feeling that energy, creating that energy, and looking at what's possible. That gives the opportunity for what you focus on, you generate more of, to be true in your life. So thank you for joining me today.